Honestly guys, people are making SMMA out to be this extremely difficult and impossible business to scale to that infamous 10K per month mark. And I'm here to tell you guys that whilst everybody's overcomplicating it, there are a lot of moving parts. But honestly guys, there's only 2 systems that I'm going to reveal in this video that you need to master in order to actually scale yourself to that infamous 10K per month mark. I don't care if you're a beginner, I don't care if you're from a developing country, I don't care if you are tech savvy or not, or if you're, brand new to sales. Honestly, if you follow these 2 systems down to a T, it is inevitably impossible for you not to scale to that 10K per month mark if you actually do what I say in this particular video. Now, for this video, all I ask for in return, guys, is drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And honestly, if you just watch this through its entirety, you see why it's worth your subscription and why it's worth your like as well as a little comment here and there. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm actually going to break down the 2 systems that you honestly really need, believe it or not, for your SMMAs to actually scale yourself to the infamous 10K per month mark. Now, there are many moving parts when it comes to SMMA. Don't get me wrong, this is not what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say that SMMA is easy, but on paper, it's actually much simpler than you think. If you really distill down SMMA, which is what I'm going to do in this particular video, you're actually going to see that there's only primarily 2 systems that you actually really need to master, guys. And I'll break those down really quickly, but don't turn the video off because I'm going to give you this spoiler straight away. First of all, you need a client attraction system, aka you need a way to consistently get clients, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a second. And the second system you need is making sure that you can retain the existing clients that you have. Now that sounds simple on the tin. It's a little bit more complicated than what I'm making it sound out to be, but honestly, if you just get these 2 systems down, I find it that like every single person I've worked with to help them build their agency, or people that have come into implementation and scale to like 10K per month, I literally decided she didn't do that just the other day, like 5 days ago, at the time of recording this. He's actually surpassed the 10K per month. Like I think it was actually 11 or just under 12,000 or something like that. USD's first ever 10K, 5-figure month. What I've seen though is everybody that understands these 2 systems goes on to actually scale a really good agency. So first of all, guys, you need a way, right? And this is just so common sense, but common sense isn't that common these days. Number 1, you need a way to actually attract clients. Now, there's many short-term ways of doing this, and there's long-term ways of doing this. I'll break this down for you. But the premise is, this first point is, you need a way to attract clients consistently and profitably. This is something that a lot of gurus kind of skip over as well. Because honestly, guys, if you're trying to do all your outreach yourself, trying to do all the lead sourcing yourself, like finding leads, qualifying the leads, and prospecting the leads, and then reaching out to the leads all by yourself, you don't really have a business, you don't really have a system. I'm telling you right now, when I was first getting started in SMMA and I was trying to do all this cold outreach by myself, honestly, it sucked. It took me 17 entire months just to land me my first ever client. Imagine going just under a year and a half just to land a frigging client, guys. It was not fun. I wouldn't even wish that on my worst enemy. So you need a way to attract clients. And the premise is you need to be able to do this profitably, at scale, and consistently. And here's why. Imagine, right, that you can close, I don't know, you've got a really 1 in 10 close rate. That's a very, very kind of like beginnerish close rate. That's quite a, humble place to start off with. I think that's a very average place to start off with, which basically means you need 10 sales calls, right, in order to land 1 client. Now, if you're closing clients at like 1.5K, that's 1.5K coming in. Now, let's say that you're doing all your outreach yourself and you're actually setting meetings and nothing's really working for you. You don't really have a good client attraction system. You're doing cold outreach, you're just starting off, your script's kind of bland, you're saying the same things everybody else is, and it's kind of like just getting lost in people's inbox. Now, let's say this is you right here. What's going to happen is, if you're only getting 10 meetings per month, then you're only going to get 1 client per month. And if you end up losing that client, you're never going to scale up to that 10K per month mark. AKA, if you only can get 1 client per month at 1.5K, it's going to take you around 6 or 7 clients or whatever it is to actually get yourself to that infamous 10K per month mark. But if you're losing clients after like the first 3 months, so let's say you sign a 3-month contract with your clients, if you keep losing clients after like month 3, it's going to be very, 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 very difficult for you to actually scale up to that infamous 10K per month mark. Now, this is what you call churning and burning clients. I don't ever recommend this at all whatsoever, guys. You should not be doing this in your agency. It will give you a bad reputation. People will not want to work with you, and you'll leave a sour taste in your ex-clients' mouths, if you will. So what I recommend instead, so kind of, I guess, I'll give my recommendation in a second, but right now I just want to break down the point I'm trying to make. If you're only taking 10 sales calls a month, that's nowhere near enough, guys. You need to be doing at least 10 a week, I would say. Sometimes even 3-4 sales calls a day. That's when you're really pushing out numbers, getting past that 10K, 20K, 30K per month mark. Now, here's the reason why. let's take the same numbers. It's simple maths, guys, if you think about it. Honestly, this is just very simple maths. I want you guys to relax. Don't stop being overwhelmed. Think about the maths just simply and reverse engineer it as well. If you're closing one client out of 10 calls, that basically means if you're setting 10 calls per month, you're gonna get one client per month. However, if you want to get 4 clients in a month, then you have to up that number to at least 10 sales calls every single week. So now you're closing a client per week at 1.5K. So as you can see, it's going to start becoming much easier now to actually start landing clients. Now, I want to give you a couple ways as to how you can actually increase increase your system when it comes to attracting clients. There's many ways to attract clients. There's stuff like Upwork outreach. That's something that I really love. There's cold emails, or such as to say cold outreach in general, which is cold calling, cold emailing. Now, these particular things are good for, the short-term kind of like gain. I see cold emails as like a short term. You can go onto your computer right now, you can go and buy a burner domain, you can go and send out cold emails to somebody, or you can pick up the phone and start ringing local businesses, or you can start going on stuff like LinkedIn, you can go on to Instagram, you can go on to any sort of social media, Facebook for example, and start reaching out to brands right there and then. So it's good for the short term. The only problem with kind of like these cold outreach methods here, besides Upwork, is that it doesn't really last long. It has what you call a short half-life, and it doesn't compound over time. Here's what I mean by that. Let's say you send a cold email to me and you're trying to close me for one of your video editing services or something like that. But long story short, let's just say you're a service provider, you're trying to hit me up via cold email. Well, if you send me a cold email, chances are if you have a good subject line, a good script, I'll probably read it, but I'll probably ignore it if it's not a right fit for me. The problem with that is that it doesn't really grow over time. All it is a piece of HTML text that you've actually just sent to me via email. It's landed in my inbox. I've just looked at that piece of text. How is that supposed to build trust? How is that supposed to warm me up? How is that supposed to convince me you even know what you're talking about? That's the problem with cold emails and cold outreach in general, guys. It's just a piece of HTML text. I can barely even see your face. Like most people, when they send cold emails, for example, they don't even have a friggin' profile picture on their Google, their G Suite account or whatever it's called these days, their Google Workspace account. So all I'm looking at is a piece of text from a person that's messaged me. Even though it's personalized and you could put some personalization in there, it's still never going to be the long-term methods which are leveraging like a personal brand. Now, if you combined cold outreach with personal brand, that's when you get the best of both worlds. Now, here's a really cool trick you guys can actually leverage that actually landed my first ever real estate client ever. So what I did is I created, like a profile on LinkedIn, and I optimized it all around just talking about Facebook ads for real estate agents. And I was just dropping one piece of content per day. And again, guys, you can take this strategy and leverage it on anything. You can do this on YouTube, you can do this on Facebook, you can do this on LinkedIn, you can do this on Instagram. And all you would need to do is just create like short form content or even post. But primarily, video is the best thing that's working right now, guys. Honestly, I genuinely think if you listen to me, you can easily build a 7-figure business through content. I think, in fact, I'm actually probably going to make a video soon explaining why video content and just creating a personal brand itself, whether you're an online coach, consultant, service provider, or running an actual marketing agency, why it's one of the best skills you can ever learn. I mean, look at people like Gary Vee, look at people like Ty Lopez, look at people like Dan Locke, look at people like Sam Ovens, look at people like Alex Hormozi. All these dudes are spending, some of them these days kind of gone quiet, but they all have YouTube channels. They all have a way of producing content or pushing content out in front of people that builds trust over time. And the best thing about creating content as well, guys, is that it stays on the internet forever unless your account gets hacked, deleted, or you just delete the content itself. Which basically means this video here that you're actually watching will stay on YouTube forever unless YouTube goes down or something like that, or I end up deleting my channel, which I doubt I'll ever do because it's a great lead generation tool. So what I'm talking about here is that this video right here will probably go on to do maybe 1,000 views, 2,000 views. Who knows? It might even go viral and just go, completely. I doubt it, but you get the point I'm trying to make. I mean, go back on my channel. I've already got videos that have done like almost 70,000 views on my actual YouTube channel, and people are watching that, like 400, 500, 600 people per day are watching that one video. Now, you don't have to be an online kind of like guru that teaches people how to like make money online. You don't have to do that. Personal brand might be you're talking about Facebook ads for real estate agents, or Facebook ads for e-commerce brands, or TikTok ads for whatever niche you're in. So basically, you just want to create content around what your actual customers' problems are. Not only that, but you can go and find big influencers that are offering this exact same service as you, find their YouTube channels, look at their most popular videos and start replicating their popular videos. Even jump into their online programs and see what they're teaching inside there, and then give that value, package that up into actual content for your YouTube videos. And that's how you can attract clients for your actual social media marketing agency. I'm not even joking. Just the other day, I got hit up with an Instagram message. When I say just the other day, I'm talking this month, the month of November, from a video I did maybe like 2-3 years ago. And it was about, Facebook ads for real estate agents. And somebody actually reached out to me, a real estate agent actually reached out to me and said, do you still run ads for real estate business? I would love to work with you. And this was on Instagram. And what's happened there is that I've dropped a video one time and I spent maybe 30, call it an hour working on that one video. Like probably less than that, but you get the point I'm trying to make. Even if it was an hour, it's still time well spent because I've recorded that video one time and it's gone on to rack up, thousands of views over time, which is why I love, personal branding. However, if you can create a personal brand, create what you call a profile funnel, and then combine those together with cold outreach via your actual platforms, that's when that's when you're actually living your best life and actually scale it up and actually starting to think like a proper entrepreneur in a long-term thing. The problem is though, is that when people think about personal brands, they're scared to get on camera, which is completely stupid. It's like you guys can either be scared or you can be rich. You can't be both. As well as people think that they have no ideas for content, when honestly, all you need to do is go to YouTube and literally just type in Facebook ads for real estate agents or whatever your niche is, look at the most popular videos and recreate those. Even if you've got zero case studies, zero results, you can actually leverage this by talking about theory and what you would do in a certain situation. Or you can go and take a Facebook ads for real estate agents kind of like online program and start talking about the different methods in there on YouTube. And that will actually build you up a brand, an audience, and it will put you as an authority figure. So when people do get on calls with you, it's so much easier to close. And that's one of the best client acquisition kind of like strategies you will ever see. Everybody's doing this these days. Well, not everybody, but anybody and you look up to has some sort of funnel like this, where there's free content online. You go into one of their online programs, or you book in a call with them, and you become a client of theirs. It works so well that honestly, guys, I cannot recommend this enough, especially when you've got like, for example, like an Instagram account of your own personal face, and you're actually dropping videos of yourself talking about Facebook ads for real estate agents or TikTok ads for e-commerce brands. And you've actually then got a whole profile just optimized for that. And you've got a link in your bio straight to your actual, discovery call or sales call. That is one of the best long-term strategies you can ever use, as well as doing cold outreach on that same platform as well. So having like an appointment setter, do you actually give access to your Instagram, for example, and they will go out and start DMing people that actually start following you. So doing short form content is a really good way to start growing quickly. Short form content should then lead to your actual profile. You can then reach, and then people start following you, discovering you. What you can then do is start DMing those people that actually start following you, or you can go out there and start engaging with people. And because they'll see your profile and you've got all this information on there about, Facebook ads for TikTok, it's just gonna make you stand out so much more than the other dude. So please don't let this go over your head. So that's the first kind of like system. Client attraction. Client attraction is obviously getting clients. You need a way, and if you don't have a way, please consider enrolling into Age Reputation. If you don't have a way to consistently set meetings, how on earth are you supposed to know what to do? How on earth are you supposed to scale to that 10K per month mark? How on earth are you ever gonna scale a successful business if you can't even set consistent goals? If I said to you right now, whoever's watching this, go and set, 3 meetings within the next 24 hours, 50 hours or whatever it is. If you can't do that, then you've got a broken system. Relying on referrals, word of mouth, I mean, it can work when you're already a big name, but in the beginning, you've got no chance. If you're relying on your business like that, that is not a safe way to actually be operating. Now, the second system is client retention. Now that you're actually getting clients and actually setting up meetings, you're actually closing them, even if you've got a really terrible close rate, like a 1 in 10% close rate. I mean, that's kind of average, to be honest with you. Even if you've got a 1 in 10 close rate, right? If you keep losing clients, then there's no way in hell you're actually going to be able to scale to that infamous 10K per month mark. Now, I want to break down this quote for you guys. I feel like this is very relevant to everybody. And it just makes me realize it just puts everything into perspective for me. You as a business owner, right? If you want to have a good business, you need to hire good people, because your business is only as good as the people in your business. If you Google like what the definition of a business is, it says something on the lines of like a company, organization of multiple people that come together to, provide services or goods on behalf of other businesses, or they sell products, stuff like that. Business is basically an organization. If you Google the definition of organization is just a group of people that have come together with a similar goal to, bring out products or serve a certain, audience type or demographic. So business in general, the premise of this is that business is a collective of people. So how do you have a good business? Well, it's the people in your business that determines how good your business is. So what you need to do is you need to hire good people. I am long past the days now of me trying to become a Facebook ads expert myself. I don't need, or a TikTok ads expert myself. I think it's actually I won't say stupid, but I feel like it's a waste of time because the platforms are always going to change. Facebook ads might die out. TikTok ads might die out. So what's the point in me spending 3 years trying to learn Facebook ads or 2 years trying to learn TikTok ads or even a year trying to learn TikTok ads? I mean, it's a good skill to have if you want to be a freelancer, but me, I don't want to be a freelancer. I want to be a serial entrepreneur. I can't be messing about in SMMA all my life. I want to obviously try scale my agency to as far as possible. I don't want to be stuck in my friggin' agency though, running Facebook ads. I want to go out there. I want to be buying real estate. I want to start SaaS companies. I want to be, just a serial entrepreneur in general. I want to create an educational company to actually, just cut out all the shit that I'm seeing with the educational kind of like industry. So I've got no time to be just messing about with Facebook ads. I wouldn't say it's below me to do that. It's just that I'm thinking so high level these days that like I can't imagine me just sitting in my office running Facebook ads for clients anymore. You know what I'm trying to say? That's like I can pay somebody to do that. That's someone else's job. I'm kind of like the captain of the ship pulling the bigger levers. That's how I see it. Now your business is only as good as the people working in your business. So how do you get good people? Well, you obviously need to scout people. You need a better vetting process. You need a hiring funnel like I teach inside of agency transmutation, which is why a lot of people are actually getting good media buyers and whatnot. So you actually need a hiring and a kind of like a process to actually, first of all, vet your actual people that are coming in, your actual hiring teams, as well as just read books on just hiring people, how to hire people, what you're actually looking for. Just be very clued up as to what you're actually genuinely looking for. Not only that, but here's how you start thinking like a proper entrepreneur. You see, like when you've got a team member, like a media buyer that runs your Facebook ads on behalf of your clients, well, what you can do is you can go out there and just start buying, for example, a whole bunch of like Facebook ad courses for this particular person, and literally just give those courses and give access to those courses to your actual media buyers and get them to sit there and learn. Why do you think big companies, like the best of the best companies, spend so much time and effort and money and resources training up their team member, and actually going and actually putting in certain training as well as the vetting process as well as their hiring process? The reason why they put so much emphasis on that is because they understand that if they want a good business, they need to have good people. So it's the same with SMMA. SMMA is just a business. I think it's because people misconstrue the acronym SMMA. They think it's this janky online get rich quick thing, which isn't the case. Running a marketing agency is obviously hard work, but realistically, if you boil it down to these two systems here, you will do very, very, very well. If you can hold on to clients and retain them for long periods of time, then you don't need to be continuously trying to get new clients because you can actually hold clients. And again, the way you get good people is you first of all, you obviously look for good talent. Be patient. The key to hiring is firing. I know that's very cliche, but you want to make sure that you're actually buying trainings and creating trainings. This is one of the biggest shifts I've been making since like 2021, I think it was like April 2021. I literally now spend my time creating trainings that I actually give to my team members so they understand what to do. So if you see yourself, right, if you got a media buyer and you keep seeing them making the same mistake over and over and over and over again, and you keep telling them, well, don't do that. And what you want to do instead is find the problem as to what's happening and fix it one time and never make it happen again. AKA, you can put solid training in there, explain to them. For example, if you've noticed that you've got a media buyer and they're making a certain mistake and you have to jump in and explain this mistake again or like rectify the mistake, well, instead of doing that, why don't you just open up a Loom video, create a document, a Google Doc, and literally just create a step-by-step training. This is literally what I did to train up my virtual assistants when they're doing cold outreach for me. I literally made a 15-step video kind of like course, almost like a course. It's literally like an online program, and it's like a Google Doc, and it's just 15 steps on how to lead source, how to prospect, how to verify the person's email, how to find leads, how to actually then reach out to these, what the personalized first line should look like, how to download them as a CSV file, that sort of stuff. So it's like a training that I've give to my actual virtual assistants, as well as just training on like media buys, SOPs, that sort of stuff. Just record a video of what you expect. Break everything down. Now guys, that's really, really when you start thinking like a high level entrepreneur, when you start creating trainings for your own team members. So that's the sort of level you need to be thinking at. It's not about you being the Facebook ads expert. It's about actually having proper team members and proper systems to get those team members in, to retain clients and keep them happy and keep them ongoing, so you can actually hold clients, so you don't keep dropping down and then going up and then dropping down, going up, dropping down and going up in terms of your monthly revenue and profit. And obviously make sure that they're affordable as well, aka your profit margins are good. So those are the only two systems you really need: client attraction, client retention. If you can get clients and then hold them, put those two together, that is a successful agency. You can get to 10K, 20K, 50K, 100K per month net profit with systems like that. Last but not least, to actually increase your client retention as well, here's something you can do that nobody likes doing. You can actually just create a survey on like how well you're doing, give that to your actual existing clients if you got them, and just have them basically just criticize you on what the bad things are in your agency and what the good things are, and then you just improve upon the bad things. That's basically it, guys. It's very simple stuff. And you see how simple that sounded? It's just that most people won't implement this though. Most people won't implement this because they don't like criticism. They don't actually like putting in the work. They just want to get rich quick. They've just got these unrealistic expectations where they think they could just scale to 10K per month in a single month, like their very first month of starting business. Yeah, it doesn't really happen often is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, guys, those are the two systems in your social media marketing agency that you should be focusing on day in and day out. This doesn't stop, by the way. You continuously get better and better at these. Just 1% every day, guys. Take it easy, take it slow. You're not supposed to build this overnight. This is something that takes years to build up, and you just want to get 1% better every single day. As long as you're doing that, guys, in both of these two areas, I promise you, you will get to 10K per month very, very, very soon. Sooner than you think as well. The funny thing is, when it does come, you'll be like, oh my days, I actually got there. Thank you, Montel. I didn't actually believe it. Anyway, guys, if you do want to shortcut your actual journey, I do have spots open for my one-to-one program where you can work with me. I obviously do teach you all of these systems that I've mentioned in here, these two systems here: client retention, client attraction. So if you want help with that one-to-one, the link is below. That is where you get to directly work with me over a period of 4 months directly, and I coach you and literally build your agency up together, help you write your scripts, templates, contracts, help you build everything is what I'm trying to say. Even vetting your team members, as well as where to find them, how to hire them. I even give you training on how to train your actual virtual assistant, so you don't even need to create your own training on there. So guys, if you're interested in that, link is below. Or if you want to enroll into Age Reputation because it is slightly more affordable, then you can obviously click the link below because Age Reputation is still open for enrollment, guys. Anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video pretty soon. Peace.